Hey everyone, Dutchlie here. Welcome to my very first Sims 4 house building video. This is my first Sims 4 video ever, and actually my first YouTube video in a long time, in like 5 years at least. So it's pretty great to be back on YouTube. I'm getting really excited about it. I'm trying to start up the Sims 4 channel that I've actually been meaning to start for over a year now, and I just haven't had the time with school and work and everything. So here we are, my first video. Today I'm building a house that I saw a picture of online. I think it was a real house. It was basically a one-story house that is lifted up off the ground a few levels over like a wooded tree shrub area, and it overlooks the ocean, and I thought it was pretty cool. I like the idea of it. It only showed the outside of the house, so the inside here is all how I thought it should look, or I thought it how I thought it would look. So that's what I'm doing here. You can see I'm building the walkway right now up to the house. The idea in the original is that the walkway starts at a higher elevation and goes to the house, which is lifted up to that same elevation. So in this, obviously I can't do that, so I did include the walkway just to make it look like the original to some extent, or to at least have that same concept. There is going to be a stairwell that leads up to the main house from the ground level of the lot, which I'm going to include later. It looks kind of like a fire escape. You can't really see it from most angles of the house, and it doesn't look that bad anyway. So I put it there, basically right underneath the house. I cut out the part where I was making it because it was just taking a long time, and I actually messed it up in a couple places, so I had to redo it. So here I'm doing the interior. I'm using metal floors. I kind of like that modern look, even though in real life I don't think I would ever own a house with metal floors. But in this it looks pretty cool, and I like the concept of it. I always thought when I was building this house that it looked kind of like a crow's nest, so I think the metal floor kind of fits in with that theme there. But feel free to change the floor or whatever. I like the floor, but I figured a lot of people probably wouldn't. So the middle section of this house is where the bedroom, actually both bedrooms. Originally I was just going to have one master bedroom. I did add a second guest bedroom in. So this is where the bedrooms are, and the bathroom. Also the stairwell, you can see I added it right there. You couldn't see me. It took me literally 15 minutes to build the stairs down to the ground level, so I got it out. But yeah, so originally I was just gonna have that one master bedroom, but I wanted to have a second bedroom for a guest area, so I added that. Originally I was gonna have the hallway sort of go around the entire edge of the house, but that didn't work out. So the guest bedroom is really small, which is why I'm making bunk beds right here. If you want to figure out how to make bunk beds yourself, there are some videos online. You can probably figure out which one I watched when I was making these bunk beds. It looks almost exactly like the bunk bed in that video, but I do like it. I think it looks good, and it saves a ton of space because this room is only, let's say, 2 by 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5. It's really small. So I couldn't fit a queen in there, even though it is meant for adults. But the person on the top bunk is going to get a nice view outside the window, and I think it looks cool. So you don't have a dresser, but Sims can manage. Here I am building the kitchen. I wanted it to be an open floor plan concept, so I wanted it to be open to the living room. I do change the kitchen a lot of times throughout the process of building this house. I try to cut out as much as I could. I think I changed the color of the counters like 8 times. I end up going with the red, but I try to cut it as much as possible. So yeah, there, as you can see right there, I do that like 8,000 times. Yeah, I don't think you want to watch that, but I do go with the red in the end to give it more color, because this house is actually really gray, especially when I added the lights. I could see how gray it was, and I wanted there to be a little bit more color. The couch ends up being red too, at least one of them. I don't know. Yeah, so right now I'm making the kitchen. I'm gonna realize pretty quickly that there's not really enough room for the kitchen and the living room with the way the house is, the way that I'm building it right there. So I did move back the wall there, and I'm actually going to move the entire back section of the house back 1 square. So the house itself won't be a perfect square anymore. It's going to be like more of a rectangle, but I think it still looks good, even though it's not the original concept. So here I am realizing that there's not enough room for this living room and the kitchen as it is. So what I'm doing is moving the walls in the back of the house back a little bit more, and then I'm going to realize that that's not enough, and also the hallway is really small with only 1 square wide. So I'm going to pull back the whole back wall of the house 1 square, and that kind of fixes the problem. And I think it doesn't really affect the look that much, so it was worth it, especially since the front of the house is the important, like the ocean side I consider to be the front of the house, and I think the game actually does too, because yeah, later on when I put the Sims in this house, they actually start in the front, so I guess that's the front of the house. Yeah, so this is making, I don't know if this I guess it doesn't make the bedroom any smaller. I guess the same size, it's just moved back a little bit. Yeah, but you can see there it is really small. So I'm filling with the kitchen a little bit more here. So like I said, guys, this is my first Sims 4 video ever, and I am excited about getting this channel going. I know I'm a little bit late to the game here. Sims 4 has been out for a while, but I have been playing the game whenever I have a chance, and I really do enjoy making build videos. I always have. Even when I was a little kid, I would play I guess Sims 1 or in Sims 2 and build houses on those, and the house building on those games was much less involved, and you were a lot more limited. I would just sit over at my grandparents' house because they had Sims on their computer for some reason. I don't think they ever played it, but they had it, and I played it for hours and hours just building houses. Didn't even really play the actual game all that much, and that's still what I do. So I do want to make a lot more build videos starting now. I do have some ideas that I've built in the past and I just didn't make into videos because I didn't have time, or that wasn't really my goal. So I'm going to try to rebuild a lot of those houses and make them videos on YouTube on this channel. Some of them I think are actually pretty cool. Hopefully I can remember exactly what they look like, because I don't have them anymore. But I will do my best, and I will come up with new ideas for videos. I'm going to try to upload them as often as possible. I don't want to say once a week because things happen. I have had a lot of time lately. The past few weeks, I just graduated school, I guess 3 weeks ago. Yeah, on May 7th I graduated college, and I don't start work until this coming Monday, so I've had all this free time, which is kind of amazing because I'm used to... Oh, wow, that guy's upset. I don't know if you guys heard that. There's some guy outside my house is leaning on his horn for a while. Anyway, yeah, so I've had all this time, and that I have not been used to. I always, I was always at school or in work or doing something before. So now, even just when I start working only 8 hours a day or 9 hours a day, as opposed to going to class for 4 or 5 hours and going to work for another 7-8 hours. So I'll have a lot more time, and I'll try to do a video once a week. No promises, but basically I'm going to do it whenever I can. Yeah, so I'm not uploading. I'm making this little library area here. I had that space in the hallway, and that was actually kind of what I intended it for it to be. I mean, the space was kind of predefined because of the way the middle section of the house is. So it's too big to be just a hallway, and that would be boring anyway. So I kind of made it a little library area. I was thinking about putting a chest set there, but I always imagine this house being for like a younger couple, you know, like in their 30s or something, and I can't imagine them spending their weekend retreat playing chess. So yeah, so it's just a table there with an iPad and whatever. I think it looks kind of nice. Yeah, so you can see the foosball table in the corner there. It's kind of awkward. I wasn't really sure what to do with that space. I did want the diagonal wall there with the windows because I thought it created a better view theoretically. And I also wanted space for the dining room table because I wanted that outside, especially since it's covered up by the roof outside anyway. So even if it's raining, you know, it's still nice out there. So you can still go out there. I did want that diagonal, but it created an awkward space, which is kind of difficult to use, unfortunately. And in the end, it's a little bit better than it is right now. As you can see now, it's just like an empty space with a random foosball table awkwardly placed. But it does, I kind of make it okay. But it was just like, it was difficult to put something there. I think, yeah, I'm trying to place a dance floor right there. It's the glass one. So you can, since there's nothing underneath this floor besides outside, you can see it's kind of like a window. It's cool. You can see at the end the trees and the bushes down below. And I guess anyone outside can also look up into your house. But yeah, so that's kind of weird. But unless you're on the dance floor, I think it's fine. I thought it was cool. So here I'm just making the bedroom really small, especially for a master bedroom. I'm not even sure. Maybe when you guys knows, I guess I'll figure out when I play it, if I ever play this house. I probably won't, to be honest. But I don't know if a sim could even squeeze by between the bed and the dresser there because it's not square wide. I don't know. I haven't actually played Sims 4. I've only built houses on it. I think the last Sims I played in the traditional sense was Sims 3. It was actually kind of fun, but I'd rather just build a house, to be honest. Anyway, I think the bedroom turned out okay. It's kind of boring, but, well, it's not boring, it's just small. The bathroom is boring, though. It's very basic. I just wanted to get it done, kind of. Just the bathroom, honestly. Yeah, and the guest bathroom's almost at an angle. I just copied the fixtures. Like I said, I have a bunch of ideas for house build videos, and I will try to build most of those, but if you guys have any ideas that you want to see me build, or anything like that, just make a comment in the comment section with your idea, and if it catches my eye, maybe I'll build it, because I'm always looking for new ideas to build. A lot of the house building videos I plan on doing are things I've already built in the past. I'm just going to redo them because I'd never recorded them, but I did like them. So that's great, but they're also going to be a little bit boring for me to do since I've already done them. So if you guys have any ideas, that would be awesome. I'm always looking for new ideas, and I would love to try to build what you guys have to offer. We're just wrapping up the actual house itself right now, putting the lights outside, and now it looks like I'm doing all the trees. Yeah, I actually cut a lot of this out, I think. Maybe I didn't cut it out. At the end, I think I cut out some of it. But basically, I'm just trying to make it look like it's the fact that it's lifted has a purpose, because the idea is cool, but it's cooler if it is actually functional. That's basically it for this house. Yeah, here's the fly-in right now. This is what the house looks like during the day. I think that shot's really cool. I like how it's just barely lifted off the, it almost looks like a treehouse, but you can see that it's not, because you can see the beam. This is the interior shot here. A little gray. I could have probably put more color in there, but... And here's the final night shot. You can kind of see what the view would look like from the dining room. But that's it, guys. That's it for this video. Please like and subscribe if you did like this video, or if you want to see more of my builds in the future. But yeah, other than that, thank you for watching, and I will see you guys soon.